What's up everyone, welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create a blog with WordPress. Now when you're creating a WordPress blog, one of the things you need is web hosting. So the web hosting provider that I use is Bluehost.com. I've tested a lot of different web hosting providers. This is the one that I've had the best experience with in terms of pricing, customer service, and overall web hosting service. Now, if you want to look for other web hosting providers, you can come here to hostingfacts.com. Now, if you go to hostingfacts.com, they have the best web hosting providers. And on this one, if you come down, their best one is Bluehost as well. So there's a lot of different hosting providers that you can use to create your WordPress website, but there is going to be a small fee to pay each month just to host your website, because as you start to create blog posts and you upload images, you need a server to store all of that information. And that's where web hosting comes in. So what you want to do is start by going to bluehost.com or whatever hosting provider that you want to use. And then once you come here, there's an option for WordPress. So if we come to WordPress, we're going to come down to WordPress hosting and we're going to click on choose plan. So they have three plan options here for WordPress hosting. They have Basic, Plus, and Choice Plus. So Basic is good for getting started if you're creating your first blog and you just want a simple option for hosting your website, then you can choose Basic. I would probably go with Choice Plus here. It's going to be a little bit more expensive for you. So you can always start with Basic and increase your web hosting later. Now, for my websites, for example, beachfrontdecor.com, I'm using a dedicated hosting plan. These are much more expensive than WordPress hosting or even some of these other options here. So dedicated hosting plans, if we come down here, start at $79.99 a month and they go well above that. So I'm spending more than that each month. I'm using the premium dedicated hosting plans for my website because I need that much space and I need that much storage and I need that much bandwidth in order for my websites to perform as best as possible. So you can always increase your web hosting plan as you go. What I would recommend is starting with WordPress, just coming into WordPress hosting. It's going to be using a shared server. So you have a server that you're sharing with other websites. And then when you come down to choose plan, I would go with one of these two to get started. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to use the basic plan here. We're going to click on select. And once we do that, we can start by setting up our domain. Now, when you're creating your domain name, I prefer to create a domain name that's going to match exactly what I'm going to be writing about, exactly what my website's going to be about. So my website, beachfrontdecor.com, is a beach home decor website. So I picked a domain name that's going to easily, when people see that, they're going to know what this website's about. You don't have to do that. You can create a domain name that suits you, that suits whatever you're going to be writing about, or just suits things that you enjoy. So when I'm creating a new domain name, what I'm going to do here is just surfsideppcblog.com. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Now, if you are creating a website, you're creating a blog, you want that all to be on the same exact website. So I'm not going to be actually creating a separate blog for this. I'm just doing this for the purpose of a tutorial. My blog is on surfsideppcblog.com. So we're going to click on next here, and if our domain's available, it should say it's available, and we can go through the setup process. Okay, so my domain surfsideppcblog.com is available. So what I'm going to need to do now is create a new account. So I'm going to create a new account here. I'm going to enter all this information and go to the next step. But what I want to go through first is pricing. So the account plan for 36 months is $295 per month. For 12 months is $495 per month. For 24 months is $395 per month. So you can start with just a 12-month plan. It's going to cost you $60. So $495 for 12 months. You're only spending $5 a month for WordPress hosting. So it's really cheap to have your own WordPress blog. And you're also getting a free domain for the year. And you're going to get a free SSL certificate, which means your website is going to be HTTPS. So both of those things usually come standard with every type of web hosting provider. And this is a really low price for having any web hosting. You're not going to find too many prices much lower than this. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, they're going to say domain privacy and protection. So I have domain privacy for my domains. You can choose this here. That's going to be an additional $1 per month. CodeGuard Basic, usually I don't choose this one. I don't choose Bluehost SEO tools. I don't choose this Microsoft 365 mailbox. And I also don't choose SiteLock either. So what it's saying right now is with domain privacy and protection, a 12-month plan, WordPress hosting is going to cost me $71.28. So I'm going to go through the process of entering all my information here. First name, last name, your address, city, state, zip code, phone number, email address. So I have several Bluehost accounts already for my websites, Beachfront Decor, for my website, farmhousegoals.com. So any of the websites that I'm using Bluehost. So I have a lot of different accounts here, and you can use the same email address for separate accounts if you need to. So what I'm going to do is go through this process, enter my payment information, and then I'll continue the tutorial on the next step. Okay, so once you go through that process, you should see a page that looks like this. Your purchase was a success. We sent a confirmation email to your email. So now what you can do is start to create your account. If we scroll down to the bottom, you can see here, now I own surfsideppcblog.com. It cost me $76.02 for the year. And then you're going to see, you're going to be billed as surfsideppcblog.com on your credit card statement. What we can do next is scroll to the top and we're going to click on create account. Okay, so now what you want to do is create your password. So I'm going to create my password now. Okay, so I have my domain name, I create my password. So now what we can do is create our account. Okay, account is ready to go. Now we can log in. So you just want to enter your password from the previous step. We have our domain name here. So this is going to be your how you log into your account. You can enter your domain name here, or you can use your email and then you want to enter your password and just click on login. You can just go directly to bluehost.com and log in at any time. That's how you log into your Bluehost account. You're going to have a completely separate login for WordPress, and I'll go over that shortly. Okay, so now you can see we can get started with creating our WordPress website. So you can see coming to bluehost.com or really using any hosting provider, you can pretty much set up your hosting account in under 10 minutes. So this took me under 10 minutes to set up. We have our shared WordPress hosting account now. So we can come back over here and we're going to start going through this process. So what kind of site are you creating? So for this, we're going to choose blog. What type of blog is it? So let's just assume I'm creating a advertising and marketing blog. What you want to do is choose your type of blog from this list below. So there's a ton of different options here. So go through and find the one that's going to be the most relevant for what you're going to be writing about. So for this, I'll choose advertising and marketing. Who are you creating a site for? So when you click on the drop down here, it's myself, a client, a company I work for, or someone else. So for this, I'm just going to do myself and we're going to click on continue. Okay, tell us a little bit more about your site. So what do you want to name your site? So you can see some of their options or some of their examples here: Boston Dogs, Rick's Adventures, Good Eats. So for this, I'm just going to do Surfside PPC Marketing Blog. Okay, so what's your site's tagline? So I'm just going to do a blog about marketing and advertising. Do you want the ability to sell anything? So you can choose yes here. That's going to install and activate WooCommerce. So I use WooCommerce on my website, beachfrontdecor.com. So if you go to Beachfront Decor and you go to the shop page, what you can see here is I have a bunch of different products for sale on my website. So with WordPress, you do have the option to create e-commerce websites. This website is actually an affiliate marketing website. So I import products from Amazon. I'm going to show you how to do that in a follow-up tutorial. So when you see my Amazon affiliate marketing tutorial come out, I'm going to show you exactly how to create a website like beachfrontdecor.com or my other website, farmhousegoals.com. So these are using WooCommerce. So if you come down here, you can see I have a bunch of different product categories, and now there's a bunch of different products for sale. So people can go to these different product pages. If we click here and open up this product page, you can actually have an e-commerce website directly through WordPress, and it's completely free to run your WooCommerce to actually install the plugin. There's going to be other costs associated with it, but you can see right here, you can create products on your pages and you can do add to cart. My Learn More brings people to actual affiliates. So if we come back over to Bluehost, for this example, do you want the ability to sell anything? I'm going to turn off. Are you comfortable with creating websites? So you can choose this here, however comfortable you are. For me, I'm going to choose vary. So now we're going to continue to theme selection. So when it comes to WordPress themes, there are a ton of different free themes out there. When you're creating your first blog, I would just recommend starting with a free theme because you can always change themes very easily through WordPress. So if we come to free themes and we just start scrolling down, you're going to see there's 588 pages of free themes. And they're going to be ranked by what the most popular themes are, what people have rated the highest, and themes that people are using the most. So you can choose any of these different themes here. One thing to keep in mind is if you choose any of these themes, you can always change themes very easily. So if I come to food and drink here, and let's just say I'm going through a few of these, and I say, you know what, this theme right here, I think it's the best theme for me. I use it for a week or two, and I decide I don't like it anymore. You can go from Ash to Kale to Napoli to Phlox to Bard to Highlight. So all of these different options here. I wouldn't recommend spending hours looking for a theme. I would get started with your theme. So let's just say I like Kale. So we'll use this theme, and this is the one we're going to use for our website. Now you can use a food and drink theme for your marketing blog. Usually they're just giving you some ideas of what types of themes are going to work well with specific niches. Okay, now at this point, great work, we're installing WordPress. So going through that simple process, now we're going to start installing WordPress so we can start to create our WordPress website, and I can go through some of the little things that you should try to start when you are creating your first blog. Okay, so now you can see here, nice work, Corey, you set up your site. Now it's time to get your site ready to launch. So they have some recommended things here: write your first blog post, add an about me page, set up categories, import your images, logo, or other media, and then set up your author profile. So these are some good first steps to take when you create your WordPress website. So this is why it's pretty good to create a WordPress plan through Bluehost, because they give you some of the steps you can start to take, and the more you use WordPress, the more you can understand about how it works. Now at this point, your website is completely launched, so it's really that easy to create a WordPress blog. Now the more difficult part is understanding WordPress, the ins and outs of WordPress. If you're looking for a complete WordPress tutorial, you can find my WordPress tutorial here. So WordPress tutorial for beginners 2020. I'll put this link in the video description so you can easily find this. But in this, I go over each of these different pages down the left-hand side. So your dashboard, posts, media, pages, everything you need to know about WordPress, including installing plugins, changing your theme. So I'll go through a little bit of that in this video. But what we're going to do is come back over here to our Bluehost account, and we can click on View My Site. So we're going to open our site in a new tab. Okay, so this is how it looks so far. So we have a 404 page not found error. That's okay right now. So it's showing just this temporary domain, but what we can do, since we have surfsideppcblog.com, is we're going to change the address here. Okay, so we have our surfsideppcblog.com. We'll click on Enter. So now this will allow us to access our WordPress website, and you can see this is our actual website here. So if we come down, this is how it looks right now. We haven't made any changes to the website. So on the right hand side are what are called widgets. So this is a search widget, this is a recent post widget, this is a recent comments widget. Right here is Hello World. So this is going to be the automatic post that's installed. Every time you install WordPress, this is going to be the first post. So you can kind of see what it looks like. So you can see it's Hello World, welcome to WordPress. This is your first post, edit or delete it, then start writing. So this is what a comment is going to look like. One thought on Hello World. Down here, people can leave comments on your WordPress blog. So if we come up to the top, you're going to see Surfside PPC Marketing Blog. This is the title that we gave our website in the beginning. And then our tagline is a blog about marketing and advertising. So what we can do now is we're going to come back over to Bluehost and we can click on WordPress. And this is going to open up the back end of WordPress. Okay, so this is what the back end of your WordPress website is going to look like. So you have your dashboard. This is going to be where you kind of see just your overview of your WordPress website. Any updates you need to make, you can click here for updates. So any of your plugins that need to be updated, any of when WordPress needs to be updated, or when your themes need to be updated, they'll show up right here in updates. You have posts. So this is where all your blog posts are. So anytime you create a new blog post, it's going to go under posts. You also have pages. So pages are going to be more for just static pages that you're creating. For example, if you have an about me page, you have a home page, you might have something like a privacy policy, a disclaimer, a contact us. Any of those you want to create as pages, and then any pages of content you want to create as posts. So if we come in here in posts, you're going to see Hello World is that first post that I showed you. Now all of these are the top, so it's showing connect Monster Insights and set up website analytics, get the most out of the WP Forms plugin, get more email subscribers with Opt-in Monster. These are all different plugins that were automatically installed with WordPress. So what we're going to do is come down here to plugins and click on it. And if we come down here, you're going to see it's showing us setup Jetpack. It's saying our marketplace plugin deactivated due to an error, plugin file does not exist. So all of these notices are given to us by Google Analytics for WordPress, by Monster Insights, Jetpack by WordPress.com, Mojo Marketplace, Opt-in Monster API, WP Forms Lite. So these are all different plugins that came installed with WordPress when we installed them directly through Bluehost. So you can deactivate and not use some of these plugins. Opt-in Monster is good if you're trying to grow your email list. Google Analytics for WordPress by Monster Insights. So it's one of the best Google Analytics plugins for WordPress. If you want to install Google Analytics, which you should for your blog, it's completely free. You can do that and connect it with Monster Insights. Akismet anti-spam. So when you activate, it's going to make sure that you're not getting spam comments on your blog. So one of the things you're going to find is as you write more blog posts, you're going to get a lot of spam comments. It's just people who have created bots that essentially go out to different websites and leave comments on WordPress websites. Akismet anti-spam, make sure that you're not getting a ton of those spam comments. I've been using this plugin forever. Hello Dolly automatically comes installed with WordPress, but you can easily delete any plugin you want to. So just come in here and delete it, click on OK, and it's that simple to delete and install plugins. If you want to find other plugins, you can click on Add New. There's a lot of different plugins you can install on your website. And again, I go through a little bit more of that in my tutorial here. If you're seeing these notices up at the top, one of the things you can do is either dismiss them, or this might say Connect Monster Insights and set up website analytics. Since I don't want to do that right now, I can just deactivate this plugin. You can also just click on these X's to get rid of some of these different notices that are showing up in your WordPress backend. So this is the backend of your WordPress website. If we come here and we click on visit site, we'll just open it in a new tab. It's going to open up our website. So it's really that simple to kind of see this is the front part of our website. This is what everyone else is seeing. And when you're working on your website, this is the backend where you're going to make any changes to your WordPress blog. Now, one of the things you might find with specific themes that you've installed is some themes might recommend certain plugins. So this one's saying Kirky and the recent posts widget with thumbnails. So you can click on begin installing plugins here or dismiss this notice. Usually if they recommend plugins, I just install the plugins because they help usually the way that your website is going to end up looking. Now let's come over here to appearance and we're going to come to themes. You'll see right now we have this theme activated. I just want to show you how easy it is to switch to different themes, and your website's really not going to change all too much. It's going to continue to show your blog posts. It's just going to change the way your website looks. So if you're using a theme for a while, you don't like that theme, what you can do is just look up new themes by either coming to add new here. So if you click on add new themes, you can directly upload a theme by clicking right here, or what you can do is come down. It's going to show some of the most popular themes. Right now it's featured. You can click on popular, latest, favorites. So if we come down, let's just say I like one of these themes down here. Let's just say I want to try this WordPress theme. We'll click on install. Okay, so now you can either look at a live preview or you can just activate it. So if we click on activate, it's going to completely change the way our website looks. Okay, so see here, new theme activated. So if we come back over to our blog and we just refresh the page here, what we can do is see it's going to look different now. So it's a different looking theme. So if you want to make your website look a little bit different, you can easily do that by switching themes. Obviously, we haven't made a ton of changes to our themes yet, so it's not a big change, but you can see this is our first post, our hello world that automatically came when we did install WordPress. You can see it's going to look a little bit different. We have widgets down the right hand side. These look a little bit different. The very bottom is your footer. So you can change your footer. You can usually get rid of this powered by WordPress Theme WordPress by Cyberchimps. So you can usually get rid of all of that if you want to. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the back end. Any of the images you uploaded are going to show here in media. So if you come here to media library, you can upload images, videos, audio files. So really any types of files that you upload to your website, whether you're creating posts, whether you're uploading them through pages, they're going to show up here, any of your media. Now, the two things I would do first when you install your WordPress website is I would come here to users, go to all users. You can have multiple users on your blog. You can have a complete community of people if you want people to register and sign up. You can see right now my username is through my email, Corey@surfsideppc.com. My username is Corey. I can click on edit here and I can change my password. You can come in here and change your color scheme. So there's a lot of different color schemes for the back end of WordPress. I usually just use the default color scheme, but if you want to use one of these other ones, you can as well. So if we come down, you have your username. So my username right now is Corey. My nickname is Corey. Display name publicly as Corey. So if you change your nickname here, you can change the way that your display name looks. You can change your email. You can add a website here. So you can add your existing website, or if you have another website, you can add that here as well. You can change your profile picture if you want to, or you can generate a new password if you want to. Now, one of the things that could happen is, let's just say you're coming back to work on your WordPress website, you're not logged in. So how do you sign into your WordPress website? So let's just come in here and log out. So where you want to go to log into your blog, so you can see we have surfsideppcblog.com and do /wp-admin. So when you do that, you're going to come to a page that looks like this. You can enter your username in here and your password. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, we have our username and password entered. You can click on remember me. So then you're automatically signed in at all times. So anytime you go to surfsideppcblog.com, you're going to see this bar at the very top. So right now I'm logged out. So if I go to my website, I'm not going to see that blog here. So let's just refresh the page again. Okay, and as you're going to see, it went away because now we're logged out. So once you log in, you're always going to have that bar at the top. So it's easy to access your WordPress dashboard, your back end of your WordPress website, if you just go directly to your website and keep this remember me checked. So what we're going to do now is log in. Okay, so now we're back logged into our WordPress blog. So that's all you need to do is go to your blog address /wp-admin, sign in, click on remember me, and then you'll usually just stay signed in all the time. So when you go to your website, you can easily sign in, or you'll just come right here and go to WP-admin. So that's pretty much the basics of WordPress when you're getting started. Now, a few different things that you might want to do. I recommend coming here to settings. And through your settings, you can adjust some of the settings for your website. So you can adjust your site title if you want to change the way your site title looks. So let's just come back to our homepage. You can see our site title at the top here. You can also upload a logo here. So that's something you probably want to do, is upload a logo. I'll show you where to do that. Our site title is going to show up at the top here. Surfside PPC marketing blog, a blog about marketing and advertising. So you can adjust those if you want to. I'm not going to change that for right now. You can change your date format, time format, and you really don't need to change any of these down here. Now, one of the things I usually change is permalinks. So if you click on permalinks, this is going to be that the way your website URLs look. So I usually keep it as this post name here. You can also set custom structures, and it might change if you're using different categories or tags. And if you install WooCommerce and you're using product categories, you can change the way your links look as well. But what you want to do is make sure you're using your post name, because you don't want to have posts that are like this with a question mark, P equals 1, 2, 3. You want to make sure your post name matches exactly what you're writing about. So for something like Hello World, you'll see surfsideppcblog.com/Hello World. So if I write a blog about pretty much anything, let's just say I'm writing digital marketing tutorial, then I would want my URL to show digital marketing tutorial up here at the very top. So that's kind of how that's going to look. Now, this is my old theme. So we can switch back to our other theme. I actually like the other theme better. So we'll come back here to themes and change back to our Kale theme that we initially installed. Okay, so we'll go to activate. Really that simple to change your themes and install new themes. You can also do a quick Google search, best WordPress themes 2020, best WordPress themes for blogs, for e-commerce websites. They have a ton of different options that you can use. So now we're back to our other theme here. Now the other thing we can do is come down here to plugins. So I kind of went over and installed plugins, but what I'm going to do is click on add new. There's hundreds of thousands of plugins, I would guess, on WordPress. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of options. Usually on any website that I'm running, I have anywhere from 20 to about 40 plugins installed. Just depends on how much you need to do with your website. The more plugins usually just means you're looking for more features out of your website. So if we come down here, we can look at some of these different options. So we'll keep coming down, and let's just say they have all these popular tags down here. What it's showing is featured, so we'll click on popular. Okay, so a few different options. We have contact form 7. So this is a way to get people to contact you directly. You'll get emails directly to your inbox. You'll have it saved in the back end of your WordPress website. So if you want people to contact you directly, this is a great plugin to install. Yoast SEO, any website I'm using, I use Yoast SEO. It allows you to optimize your websites for search engines much easier. It's going to generate a sitemap for you, so you can do a lot with Yoast SEO. So let's just say I want to use Yoast SEO. We're going to install it now. Okay, so now it's installed. So all we need to do is click on activate, and that's going to activate the plugin on our website. Okay, so we have plugin activated here. It's automatically going to bring us to the installed plugins page. So if we scroll down, if you want to make changes to specific plugins, you can always come to the plugin page, and usually they'll have a settings link here. Now, some of them might not have a settings link. It might just be deactivate. So if you see something like this, look down the left-hand side, and you can see we have opt-in monster right here. So rather than clicking a settings here, it's showing here. Some of your plugins will also come in through settings. Some will come in through tools. I've seen some come in through appearance. So there's a lot of different areas where your plugins are going to show up. When you're using WooCommerce, for example, you'll have a products tab show up here. So some of the WooCommerce plugins that you install are going to show up through the products link. Sometimes if you install media plugins, you're going to get something down here. So if you can't find a plugin, I would recommend just going directly to the plugins page. So for something like Yoast SEO, you would come here. All of them have view details. So come in here to view details, and you can see more information about each individual plugin that you install on your website. So they'll have a description, they'll have installation, frequently asked questions, change log, so any of the changes that are made to the plugin, screenshots, so the way the plugin looks and how to use it, and then reviews. So if you want to make sure that you're using high quality plugins with high ratings, you'll see there's average ratings for every single plugin that has gotten some ratings yet. So I am a huge fan of certain plugins. One of them is Yoast SEO. Again, you can do a quick Google search for the best plugins, best WordPress plugins that you can install, and you can find specific WordPress plugins for the type of website you want to create. Now, the last thing I'm going to go over is we're going to come over here to posts and go to all posts. So one of the things you want to do when you're setting up your WordPress website is obviously write blog posts. So the way to write blog posts is you come here to all posts or just click on add new. So if we click on add new, you're going to see this here. So it's going to show welcome to the block editor. In the WordPress editor, each paragraph, image, or video is presented as a distinct block of content. Click on next, make each block your own, get to know the block library. So there's different types of blocks you can add. Click on next again, and then learn how to use block editor using this detailed guide. Now, I've been using WordPress for so long that I don't really use the block editor. It's brand new, so it's just something I'm not as comfortable with as I am just using the classic editor through WordPress. So if you want to use more of a classic editor for WordPress, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But with the block, what you can do is add a title here. So we'll just do sample title, start writing or type to choose a block. So if we click on the plus sign here, you can see page break, paragraph, image, heading, gallery, list, quote, audio, cover. Keep scrolling down. There's a ton of different options down here. So let's just say, for example, I want to do paragraph. You can write something here. So we'll do sample paragraph, WordPress blog post, period. Okay, so now you can see this is going to show up at the top here. You can adjust bold, italicize, you can add links. So this is kind of how you're adding blocks here. If you want to add more blocks, what you're going to do is come up here to the top and you're going to add another block. So let's just say you want to add an image. The image is going to come down here to the bottom. So you can add images here. You can upload your own images, insert from a URL, or if you've already uploaded images, you can do that through the media library. So this is how the block editor works, a very basic description of it. If you're looking for a full tutorial, you can find one out there. I don't use the block editor, so it's just not something I'm very familiar with. I prefer to use the classic editor. So we're going to click on publish here. We're going to click on publish. So that's that simple to create a blog post. You use your title. You want to write all of your content. Okay, and now it's showing that our blog post is now live. So what we can do is click on view posts. We'll open it in a new tab, and I'm going to go back to our posts page. So we're going to refresh the page and our new post should show up here. Okay, so now you're going to see sample title here. The other thing is uncategorized. So you can create your post categories here. Just come right into categories. You can also set up tags as well. So if you want to tag your blog posts, I prefer to just use categories. Tags can be useful for certain websites, but categories, what you want to do is add a new category. So let's just say, for example, I'm writing about marketing and advertising. I can use a category like PPC advertising. And slug is going to be the way your URL is going to look. So you would do PPC advertising. You can set parent categories. So maybe if I do PPC advertising, I can do Google ads, Pinterest ads, Bing ad, or Microsoft advertising. So I can use all of those as my child categories to specific parent categories. So those would be child categories within PPC advertising. So you can categorize anything you want. If you have a recipe website, you could do Italian recipes. So that would be your category. Then when you write a blog post about chicken Parmesan recipe, then you can add that to the right category. So that's the way you want to categorize your blog posts. Coming back over here to our sample blog posts, you're going to see sample title, sample paragraph, WordPress blog post. We didn't add any images here. It's showing we're the author. So pretty simple to kind of get the idea of how to write a blog post. But if it's something you haven't done a lot in the past, it's just something you're going to have to get better at over time. So coming back over here, the plugin that you can install if you want to use the classic WordPress editor, so the editor that they've had forever, you can install the classic editor and it's just going to use that editor rather than the blog post. Okay, so we're going to activate it here. All right, so now we have the classic editor activated. So let's come over to posts and we're just going to go directly to add new. And now you're going to see this is what the classic editor looks like. So you add a title and then you just have a large box here. You could either do visual or text. Text allows you to add your own HTML code in here. Visual, what you can do is write something. So let's just say bold text. I can scroll over it and do bold. Now, if I come back over to text, you're going to see it's strong, bold text, strong. So if you prefer to just use visual, you can do that here. I prefer to just use the text here. So whatever you're most comfortable with is how you want to write your blog posts. The way to categorize your blog posts, you're going to see here. So I can add this. If I had a category, you can add it there. You can add new categories if you want to. You can set your tags in here. Now at the bottom with Yoast SEO, you can set your title. You can set a focus key phrase, and you can set your meta description. You can also set featured images for your articles. So the more you work within this, the more blog posts you write, the better you're going to get at it. So the first 10, 15, 20 blog posts I ever wrote were pretty terrible, and then you just get better at it over time. So it's really something you have to work at. But this is a basic video for how to set up your first WordPress blog. And you can see we'll have this blog for an entire year. The total cost is only $76 and change by using Bluehost. Now, if we come back over here to Bluehost, the other thing you can do is come in here to recommended. They have write your first blog post, and you can just click on let's go. Add an about me page, click on let's go. Set up categories. So I kind of went over categories a little bit. Let's go. Import images, logo, other media, set up your author profile. Now, one other thing you might want to set up when you are creating your first WordPress blog is coming in here to appearance. So you have your theme all set up and coming to customize. So we're going to leave this now. So anytime we're making changes here, we're going to leave it. Might save it as a draft. So this is something you want to do if you want to upload your own logo. Usually you come here to site identity. You can upload your logo here. You can also change your site title at any time, change your tagline. So coming back, header image. So you can see this is our header image right now. So we can change this image, and you can see it's giving us a header size of 1200 by 550. So you can change your header up at the top here. Keep coming down, you can change colors on your website, go to custom colors. So this one just has background color. Some of them will show link colors. So this one might have that as well. Keep coming down, you can set a background image. Now menus, so this is another thing you can set at the top here are your menus. You have widgets, so I went over widgets a little bit, but you have sidebar widgets, you have header widgets, and then footer widgets. So every theme is gonna come with different widgets. That's something that might change a little bit if you're activating and changing your theme often. What I would recommend doing is finding a theme you really like, creating a few blog posts, and if over time you want to change your theme, you can easily change your theme and adjust the design. The reason WordPress is so popular is because it's easy to customize the way your blog looks, and it's easy to create new blog posts and manage your blog. So as you're writing more and more blog posts, they're going to show down here at the bottom. You can see here our recent posts. We have our sample one we just created, and then we have the Hello World one that was already there. Now, if you come into your WordPress blog and you just want to get rid of this Hello World blog post, all you need to do is come over to all posts, and you can always just delete that blog post. Just send it into the trash, and it's really that simple. Okay, so now we have our one post moved to the trash. So now if we come back over here and we refresh the page, come back over to our home page, and you're going to see we have our header up at the top here. This is our featured image, and then recent posts. So you can see the other one is gone. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you're really looking to get started on some of the different things you want to do, what you can do is come here to see full guide, and under full guide, it's going to show all these different things that you can do. Add a contact page, customize your design, add content to your site, care for my site, so you can engage your community with Jetpack, increase your website speed and performance. So they're going to give you a ton of different options here. Now, one of the things is if you come over here to Marketplace, Bluehost might recommend to use some of their premium services to install premium themes or install premium plugins. I wouldn't spend a ton of money on your WordPress website when you're just getting started. Focus the most on writing blog posts. So whatever you want to write about, the more blog posts you have on your website, the more popular your blog is going to be over time. So blogs that people blog on consistently every single day or several times per week are going to grow the fastest. So even with my Surfside PPCblog.com, if I was really serious about growing this blog, which I'm not, I'm going to end up deleting this blog as soon as I'm done with this video. But if I was serious about growing this blog, what I would want to do is come to my website and write as many blog posts as possible, as many high quality blog posts as possible, because that's going to help you drive an audience and drive people to your website. You can use your content on social media, but all of that is for a separate video. This is how to create a WordPress blog, and we accomplish that here. So you can make a lot of different changes to your blog, and the more you work on it, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get at it. It took me years to really master WordPress and to get better and better at it, and I'm still learning a lot about it. It's always changing. So just head to bluehost.com and you can sign up for your own WordPress web hosting, install your website, and get started with working on it right away. Hopefully this video was helpful with getting started with your first blog using WordPress. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. I'll try to answer them as best as possible. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.